I get to drive that. Hey everybody, guess what? At the AOAE, I won a cool contest. It was just part of the giveaways. You've seen the giveaways, we were giving away stuff. Well, we won something too. I get to drive that. I get to go take that rig on an off-road course. They have an off-road course here for off-road training here at the AOAE. It's one of the cool things about coming to the Alberta Outdoor Expo. However, by chance, our raffle ticket, and you have to pay, everyone here gets a raffle ticket. Mine got chosen and I get to go drive that. So in a moment, I'm gonna hop in there and go take it around. That is an RV gone wild. So I cannot wait to drive this 6x6 on this road in just a moment, and you're gonna watch. So why don't you give me your name and tell me about your company?
Sure, I'm Ryan. I started Skybreaker Overland this year. Just got insurance last week, so we're going live, and as of July 1st, this truck is available to rent. Skybreaker is a passion of mine. I've lived in a Volkswagen Westphalia for 15 years, and I absolutely love having that lifestyle on the road. It's got over 700,000 kilometers on it. It's needing a retirement break. So I started designing my own truck to be able to drive around the world. I've got a Mercedes that I've just finished, and it's on the East Coast. I have to go pick it up, and then I'll be designing and building the habitat for it. So the company, we will be starting off by providing rental options. You can take a truck like this, rent it out for your own vacation period. And then once I have enough of them, I'd like to start doing guided tours and training opportunities, special events, things like that. So.
Wow, that's quite the rental. I mean, that's about the most extreme rental I think I've seen.
So this one is an $800 a day rig,
okay.
And we're getting rigs up to the $1,200 a day rate, just depending on what they're capable of doing, what they have. It's a fully included package. You can essentially call this an Airbnb on wheels. So it comes with everything inside. You've got your linens, your spices, your kitchenware. It's got Starlink, your unlimited mileage, one-way rental options, fuel card discounts, all the subscriptions to the off-road apps like Gaia, Onyx, things like that. And you get my professional travel guidance.
Well, from a pricing perspective, I've spent almost that, at least on an hourly basis, to get a boat for a half a day every day. Yep. So it's actually quite a reasonable rate. I was surprised.
Also includes your insurance. It's full coverage on the insurance side, which is very difficult with these rigs. A lot of insurance companies won't insure them, so it's a huge hurdle for people to be able to bypass.
Well, before we go for the drive, do you want to tell me a little bit about the rig?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is a Acela Montera 6x6. It was a ex-military truck, Stuart Stevenson chassis. OEV out of Red Deer built the habitat portion in the back, and this was all put together in 2018. The current owners named her Roxanne, and she is a very beautiful truck to run. Full-time 6x6 operation. It's got a Caterpillar 3126 engine, 330 horsepower, and Allison 7-speed automatic transmission. So it's very easy to operate, and it runs real well. We've upgraded the hubs, and so it can run on the highway at 130 kilometers an hour if you're brave enough. I don't recommend doing that. I think that 80 is plenty fast enough because you get to see more things. And yeah, that's what the truck is. What I like to do is on heavy duty equipment, we always do a walk around. We always do a visual inspection on the truck, make sure that all the components are in good working order. Our lives, everyone else's lives are relying on this thing operating properly, so we want to make sure that the brake systems, the drive axle systems, the powertrains, they're all in good shape. And because it's a camper, you also have things out sometimes. Your awning is out, your stairs are out, and you might forget that. So if you don't do a walk around every time you go to get in, you might have forgotten something open, and you're driving down the road, and I mean, you're an RV guy.
Yeah, we're all RVers. We all know about the walk around. Even in my last day, I talked about the GOAL. Get out and look. They constantly walk around.
Yeah. We've got the big label right here for you to see as you get in. Do your walk around. So we're just going to do a quick little inspection. We're looking at tires, making sure that they're in good shape. You don't see nicks, cracks, no soft spots. They're not flat. You haven't taken any big chunks out on the last off-road that you've done. We've got their air tanks here, so I'm listening to hear, do we have a leak in the air system?
Sure.
I've just driven this, so it is pressurized, so I would be able to hear that. Then we're looking for any leaks, puddles underneath the vehicle that indicate we have a leaking transmission differential. If you're low on fluids, you're going to burn something up, and these are expensive to repair. On the back here, we've got some sandboards as well, so when Joe gets us stuck, he's going to take those and put them under the tires to get us out. Somebody already ripped off the rear mud flap. That was definitely me. I didn't tie it up, and it decided to get sucked under the tire. On these wheels, you're seeing what we call the central tire inflation system. It is the best system in the world. It's an in-cabin operation. You just push a button, it changes the inflation of your tires. And so I use that 5 or 6 times a day, depending on the road conditions.
How long do you have to wait for it to all come down or come up?
It depends on how low you've had it. I like to run them in marshmallow mode, and so they're down to about 20 psi, and then the highway mode is about 80 psi. When I got 10 kilometers left of dirt road before the pavement, I'll hit highway mode, and then it's inflated.
Oh, by the time you get there, they're just up. That makes sense.
Large diesel tanks. We got 2 diesel tanks on this with an auxiliary pump to transfer it over, and then the camperization of it. So here we've got the hydraulic air operation for cab tilt and a tire crane, so they're heavy. This has a crane to actually lower it down.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And if you needed to access the engine, then this will lift completely forward and you've got full overhead access to your engine. Here we've got a set of stairs to get yourself in and out.
Ah.
And come on in.
All right.
Welcome to my crib. Got the big bed, full-size kitchen, nice little dinette. And it's a full-size bathroom in there. Diesel heater, a Webasto for hot water, and the composting toilet makes it easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your water capacities?
This one has 350 liters of fresh water and solar system, battery banks.
Oh, European windows on the sides.
Yeah. Opening skylights, fans,
wow.
ventilation.
That is nice.
It's got air conditioning.
Gotcha. And what's the battery pack?
This is just over 600 amp hours of Victron lithium ions and over 1,000 watts on the roof.
Gotcha. And the inverter? 3,000?
3,000 inverter, yeah.
Good. Everything you need.
Everything.
And a little extra.
Yep. In a nice sunny day like this, I mean, right now we're pulling in 600 watts. I can run the air conditioner and still be charging batteries with that. Generally only losing 10% a day on heavy usage.
Wow.
So
Well done.
you can go for a very long time.
Very off-grid.
Yep. If you'd like to hop up into the driver's seat, we can do a cabin orientation for you.
Transmission's good. You got lots of air pressure. Temperature's up.
Everything is in operating condition. We're good to go. So I'm gonna buckle up, and what we're gonna do is go into the training course here, and on the right hand side there's a road that goes all the way into the back corner. So what you're gonna do at that point is just a very straight, simple road, and you're gonna just feel out the controls of the throttle. You're gonna understand how it impacts the engine, the RPMs, and gets your momentum.
And you said the braking's low.
And you're gonna test your braking. So I'll walk you through a couple like harder stops and feathering, just so you get a feel for how to get the brakes accurate.
All right, so brake, drive, and then release the brake. Like you can
Correct. Yep. You'll feel it shift in. There it goes.
Certainly do.
And now you push that big yellow button all the way hard to the panel. Yep.
I always wanted to do that on the truck. Do when I was a kid. No, I got it.
And check your surroundings.
Ooh,
nobody that you're gonna run over. No kids on bikes.
Yeah, see, the brake feels very different.
Mm-hmm.
It immediately releases just a little bit of brake off and starts moving.
As it is a longer wheelbase, when you are taking tight corners and you have obstacles, make sure you've got a wide enough turn.
Luckily, I have driven a lot of like 25, 30-foot box trucks, so we got that part. Luckily. This is fun.
Straight up the window.
Right down this right-hand road.
Yep. Going wide for you. Hey. Hold on.
Joe's got a new RV.
That's right. RV's gone wild. I gotta worry about pinstripes here?
No, it's part of the program is you need to get some.
Yes, that's what I told my wife when I first got the truck.
I find them to be a badge of honor.
So when I hear the brakes do that, that's because the compressor has filled the tank and it's releasing a little?
That's right, yeah.
That's what I was kind of figuring.
Just an overload valve. So when we get to the end of this road, you'll see it's kind of a cul-de-sac. This will help you learn your turning radius, so I'll let you navigate it yourself and figure out what that turning radius looks like.
Yeah.
One thing that I like to kind of give as a recommendation to drivers, these are really large tires, and when you impact things, they can really jar.
Oh, okay.
And so if you, I notice some people lock
Yeah,
their
the
thumbs
thumbs.
around the steering wheel and the
keep my-
spokes, you can break a thumb quite easily.
Sure thing.
So make sure you've got a gentle grip on that and not
Gotcha.
locking your thumbs in.
Yep. And it just go out that way, or are you talking about that's the cul-de-sac?
I'll let you choose. You can navigate wherever. Follow
Is this
the
where
tire
you
marks.
want me to turn around, basically?
Yeah, there's a end cul-de-sac there. You can go extra wide if you want, or you can try to do a tight turn.
Looks more fun to go extra wide.
Yep.
Trying to leave that little tree. I heard it. Don't hurt the little tree.
Somewhere along here, just do like a heavy braking and emergency stop style. Be prepared for that, Jeanette.
Okay, I'll do it. 3, 2, 1. All right.
So you get that sway in it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's something to be considering when we're in entry-exit angles. You're coming down steeper slopes.
You get bammed down.
Yeah, if you drop your brakes too hard, you are going to dip that bumper down. You might make contact.
I am blown away that you're putting these in the hands of people.
Well, they're all going to be getting thorough training and coaching as well. So it's not like budget rental car where you just dangle the keys and say, go have fun.
Sure.
A lot of the people that have expressed interest as well, they've got experience.
I imagine
Either they're
your
European.
average- I mean, that's what you have to worry about is that average, that one, rich kid kind of moment or some stupid.
And that's where I get to be selective. You're going to get a personal interview on the video chat before.
lie.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly right.
But in a European that owns one of these and wants to bring it to North America, it's 10 weeks on the boat to and from, like a round trip. Most people are spending about $30,000 to get it over. So there's a lot of appeal for them to just come and rent one for a shorter period. And this is all North American built as well. So there's no European plates on it, no European brands.
Exactly.
You're going to be pulling into the horseshoe of this gravel pit, and
Yep.
you'll see some of the tire marks going up, high marking on the sand. But that's what we're going to be doing next.
We're going on the sand?
Yeah.
So right there?
Yeah, you just want to have a nice straight entrance to it.
Lining up here.
You can come to a stop here. So what we're going to do is get the transfer case into its split torque mode. You're going to hold that mode button on your transmission selector. You'll see a red dot come on. Okay.
Yep.
Go. Red dot's on. You heard the air trigger in the dash here. That was an air actuator to lock the differentials. And now we're going to go into first gear. So you go to drive and arrow down until you're in the 1. You'll feel the gear kick in. Okay, now we're in the lowest gear possible. So now we're just going to creep up nice and slow until you start to feel your front tires getting onto the angle and the slope.
It's a wall, not a slope.
And slowly apply some throttle as you start to climb up it. Now be aware that if you come off the throttle too fast, you are going to roll backwards and you'll want to catch yourself with the brakes. A little more. Now you can feel the tires digging in. There we go, and brakes. Catch yourself. Nice. You can try to top it up a little bit if you'd like to just feel how that goes.
I shouldn't double foot it, huh?
I do.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard to do, but
Yeah, I see it.
yeah, if you got big boots on, it's harder. But
Learned that from Matt.
and there you go.
Woo-hoo! Wow! All right.
And now you can just go into the reverse gear and down nice and gentle.
Yeah, just kind of coast.
Yep. And so if that was a hill that you needed to get over, you could totally climb up and over that.
Yeah, it feels like it. Did we dig actually? I didn't feel much space.
One set of tires dug, but the other 4 were going. That's the nice part about a 6x6. The next feature we're gonna do is come down this obstacle from the outside. So if you are comfortable navigating yourself out of here.
I thought my F-150 had the worst turn radius.
But you know what, this isn't that bad.
No, it is.
For what it is, it's surprising how well it does turn. So as we're approaching this obstacle, what you're gonna feel is that loss of ground. You're not gonna see the ground. Remember, we're sitting on the tires, they're not in front of us.
Yeah, so we're gonna go way out before we pop down, right?
Yeah, what I'd like you to do is get yourself to the balancing point where your tires are right at the top of that obstacle and you come to a stop. And then we're gonna just slowly let ourselves come down and feel that dip down on the...
And it's still split differential, but leaving it in...
you can leave it in the split right now. You might get hung up on this obstacle and then we'll drop into first gear again, but we'll see how you operate through it. Just a controlled descent so that you don't smash the bumper.
Yep. Oh my gosh. That's cool.
Very nice.
Woohoo! Whoop.
So the next one that we're gonna do, if you can just come to a stop for a second. Yep. We're gonna get your driver's tire on that rock. Okay. And we don't want to drive over it because it will impact our fuel tanks. We don't want to do that. Okay. So you're just gonna drive the one tire up and stop and then reverse off. If you're comfortable doing that on your own, I won't coach you through. If you want help, let me know. Yep, for sure. Nice, good.
That's the, yeah, I think we're on there. Yeah. So now back off gently, right?
Yep. And that just kind of shows the pushing power that you have with this truck.
Yeah, and you can feel how you kind of have to, you know, kind of anticipate the moves that you're already starting to back off, so that you don't launch over it.
So the next move that we're going to take is we're going to do some tight stuff in the trees, and you can head up that line there.
Alrighty. And that can just run over crap like that.
Yeah, you bet.
Let's go a little wide here, and then hard. Ooh, I think that's it.
Yeah, it was residual.
Right. So I think I'm going to do that, right? On that side?
We'll see.
I'll reset. Alright, there we go. Okay, when you arrived, there was a little tree sticking in your roof.
Yeah, cleans the solar panels. Highlight, and I forgot, is the subframe system on this truck.
Oh yeah?
And so Expedition trucks, one of their key features is a torsion-free subframe, and what that's doing is it's isolating it from the chassis. And so it's on its own frame that usually has a bearing or a spring-mounted system, and that allows for your full traction of your chassis when it twists to be maintained without twisting the habitat. And it's not taking any of the rigidity from the habitat. It's allowing your axles to get the full traction load amount. Now what that can do is your axles could be flat in one position, but your box is moving the opposite direction. And so you need to consider that, because a slide-in truck camper, it's going to go with your truck. Yeah. On this, you can actually get them opposite. And so you have to consider what's on that side, what's on this side. We are going to take the right-hand side road as well.
Gotcha. Come on. There we go.
Get that cat purring. And we'll go straight down. As we get to the end of this, there's a little bit of an off camber. It's nothing too extreme, but you will feel it. And again, that's where I'm saying with the box, you would want to, like if we were on the edge of a cliff and this is a rock face, you would need to consider how much is that box tipping over. Do I need to be on the higher side of the road to avoid the impact? Luckily, we don't have a cliff face here, so that's not going to be an issue. How to find your way back to where we started?
Yeah, I think so.
Awesome.
This thing is completely unchallenged by all of it, huh?
Yep. Yeah.
This is pretty much like we're driving. I mean, it's fun. Don't get me wrong, but it's like as easy as just driving down a driveway in many ways.
And this is why I wanted people to try it out, because I've heard a lot of hesitancy of being uncomfortable driving something so large, and really it's like driving a minivan. It's very simple.
The truck part is like quite. That's the part I'm super comfortable with. It's the just being off road with it. The tilting, the off road aspects can be a bit intimidating.
Right. Yeah.
But I think if I hadn't driven a lot of box trucks and such, and some heavy equipment, I'd be more. This would be overwhelming.
Right.
But that part's easy.
I want to talk with. I've chatted with Chad from ARC here about putting on and hosting some training events. Come out for the weekend. We'll have 6 or 7 trucks out. You can try them all, and we'll have a closed course. I'm working with the Mercedes dealership in Calgary right now as well. They've got a private track they just purchased, and they're going to be building an off-road section for it. There's a group in the Okanagan as well, Area 27, and they've been a high-speed racetrack for a long time, and they've got a off-road track that I think GM has sponsored and put together. So I'd like to create a partnership with them as well.
Well, I appreciate all the time that you made for me, and I'm really glad I won. And this really made the whole AOAE even a lot cooler than I expected.
Yeah,
so thank you very much. And I do wish you a lot of luck with the rental market.